All good?
Yeah.
Ian, welcome back to Scotland. What was it about this job at Partick Thistle that caught your eye?
Well, the sunshine for a start. There's blue skies are always good, aren't they, on the first couple of days? But no, I really enjoyed my time here, however short it was. I love the passion of the players, the clubs, the fans especially, and for me, I remember time coming to Partick Thistle to play a team led by Alan Archibald at the time, and it was tough. It was always difficult. The fans made a good noise, and it was I suppose for a home player, good atmosphere to play in.
Who did you speak to at Partick Thistle about the role, and what were the discussions that led to you taking it?
I spoke to several members of the board, Levi, the general manager as well. We had several really good discussions, came up here a few times, so it's been a rigorous process, and for me, it was the right way to go about things in respect of trying to find out as much as possible, them about me about the club and the current processes, and what ways we can go and try and improve things if possible.
I know you previously held similar roles, but in terms of stepping away from management and a sporting director role, is that something that you'd maybe thought of for a while?
I've probably prepared for it for the last couple of years, doing a master's degree down in England, in Manchester, alongside what I was doing coaching and managing wise. But it was always my intention. This side of it has really interested me, and for me, it's to get some hands-on experience of that during my time at AFC Fylde down in the National League, but also it's managing people. It's managing not so much you're not on the grass for sure, but if I can help, the current coaching staff use that experience, whether it's from good and bad experiences, and try and impart some of that knowledge, then for me that's a big part of the job.
There's obviously going to be a long-term plan here, but in terms of the short term, what do you hope that you can maybe impact between now and the end of the season?
There's a lot of good things to look forward to, hopefully. Secure the playoff position, and then there's a chance of getting back into the Scottish Premiership, and it's for me that's got to be the goal for any club in this division. But hopefully we've got a really good chance of that, and let's see where we go on it.
Overall, how do you assess the club that you're walking into?
Well, for a club to come up to 150 years old, that's something. I think it's got a fantastic part that it's played in the history of Scottish football, and to be a part of it now is exciting. Every club has its frustrations, and for me it's to try and delve deep into that side of things and really try and help along, whether it's the people in the office staff, whether it's the a young head coach as it is at the moment, the staff that goes along with that, support staff, and obviously the playing staff as well. But I think the job is an overseeing one where at some stage you can be working with the medical staff, at some stage you're working with recruitment, just the far different processes of what would have been one person's role many years ago as a manager. I think it's probably deemed as too many now for one person. And I think just to be part of a team that's looking towards to try and improve things is a big part of me to try and bring that together.
The club obviously said goodbye to Chris Dillon, a legend here, with Brian now an interim with Mark. How do you assess the interim basis at the moment of the management team?
I've sat down with Brian and Mark yesterday. We had a really good conversation, and look, there's no need for. I'm not the sort that comes in somewhere and looks to try and bulldoze my way in. This gives us a period. They've done really well over the last few weeks to try and just settle things down, get results on the park. Players look as though they're happy playing at this moment in time. It's given the club a little bit of time and certainly someone coming into this position, me, to assess what's going on, look at the processes around the place, how can we improve different things, speak to as many people as possible, and then make decisions from there. So there's been no decisions made, beyond obviously the end of this season, of which Brian and Mark will play a massive part.
How hands-on will you be in the recruitment of a new permanent manager?
Yeah, I'll be a part of that. But I think I impressed in when I said to the guys when we're talking about it that it's not necessarily going to be the sole decision. I think if you've got two or three key decision makers and you come to a decision, you look at all areas, It's not just necessarily, you know, what they can bring in terms of personality or what their experience has been, or you look at everything. And you know, I'm sure there's been some very, very good people put their CVs into the club already. I've not even seen those, to be honest. It's a case of coming in, fresh pair of eyes, and where do we go with it?
And what would be the sort of longer term vision of your time here?
Well, for me, it's for this club to be back in the top division, and you know, like I say, any club that's in the Championship, you know, will see that they've got visions of being in that. It's a very, very competitive division, and you know, there's some good clubs involved, so it's never going to be easy. Depends what club drops down from the top division as well, you know, would make it an even stronger Championship. And you know, in the long term, it's to have a sustainable football club that you know, runs on its own merit. It's a fans' own club. I like the aspect of that because it's, you know, there's a lot of passion around. A lot of people want to be involved. Volunteers, you know, they're key at the moment, and you know, you start to meet one or two of them, and you know, it's in their blood. It's been through their families and passed on from generation to generation. So for me, you know, you're representing them, you're representing the fans, and they want to see a successful club that's going to be there for not only the 150 years next February, but also another 150.
Is it realistic to think come the summer, if Brian and Mark continue in the way they are, that they could be in contention to take the job on full time?
Well, it's not a bad interview process, is it? When they've done that, and that's the beauty of them being here, taking over for them. It's a great opportunity. I can see them work. I can you know, see how they interact with players, see how they interact with the staff. You know, results-wise, what they're getting has been great so far. It's been really good, and that's given the club time to take a breather, not make any knee-jerk reactions, probably take the time to put this position in place as well, and then we go from there, and let's see on the longer term.
Ian, the club had said that they had over 100 applicants for this role that you're now sitting in. What did you demonstrate to them during that interview process that they chose you as the right
That's
position?
probably a question to ask the chairman or
Did they tell you?
Levi. No, not really. No, it's like, I know that it would have been a really well sought after job, and for me, you know, having had the experiences, long experiences, a playing career, a coaching, managing career at various levels, you know, including club levels up to international level. I think my experiences have stood me in good stead in getting the role. But you know, an understanding of Scottish football, understanding where Partick Thistle sit at this moment in time, in that part of the hierarchy, if you like, and you know, I just try to show knowledge in current playing staff, where Partick Thistle can go potentially. What can we do to maybe change one or two things, which I won't go into, but it's, you know, every football club has its frustrations, and you know, it's one of my jobs to try and iron out those frustrations and improve upon things.
Have you kept a keen eye on Scottish football since you've been away? Have you noticed?
I've been back here lots of times because, you know, when I was involved with Northern Ireland with the under-21s, or when I took over for the 2.5 years as a senior manager, you know, I had players playing in Scotland, and so I'd be up here frequently to watch teams, and it was that passion for it has never gone away. I wish I could have been here longer when I was here previously, but you know, that's, managers come and go, I suppose, and decisions are made. But for me, Scottish football, it just shows, you know, what people think of this as the national sport, I think, in this country, and it's, you know, will always be.
You've got good memories of being here as well. We had that huge result, of course, over Rangers and what that meant at the time.
Yeah, remind me of that. I can't.
Seen a few videos.
We were like that was, it was a totally different club. It was, you know, we needed to stay in the top division, and from what I remember, going back, it was you know, it was a foregone conclusion that Glasgow Rangers would get back into the top division, and we managed to stall it for a year, and you know, we kept Motherwell in the top division. I think they've gone on from strength to strength, you know, from that as well. But we're aiming to be that type of club now, Partick Thistle, because, you know, Motherwell, fan-owned club, they've shown how it can be done very, very well. But speaking to people there and who have been there and are still there, you know, there's there's frustrations there along with that club as well, and it will always be. You're just trying to improve things as you go along.
I don't want to use that old cliche of a sleeping giant, but you've obviously experienced it here in the time you've been here. The potential of this club, that must be an exciting prospect when you think of the history that it has and the fan base, the stadium, the infrastructure. There's a lot that could go right if it clicks, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, and you know, you try and bring all that together. I say that's not one person's job to do that. It's a collaborative thing. It's you know, trying to get it right off the pitch. You know, the connection with the supporters. You know, if you can, local businesses, the local community, it's in a great place to go and build something from there. And if you can bring everybody along on the ride, then you've got a really good recipe, I suppose, for a great dish that's going to go, you know, take you a long way. Get it right on the pitch. You've got to do that, and it goes hand in hand. You know, the two go together. So we've got to do that prudently. We've got to make sure that the club's here in another 150 years, and that's by having some sort of sustainable process along the way. And for me, that's a big part of my job now.